leader is he? I know sometimes he's just a lead by example kind of guy. Pilkington.
Pilkington's leadership?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think anytime you're talking about Friday night starting pitcher, you're talking about how he goes about his business. You know, and day to day and week to week, he works really hard. I think everybody in the program is well aware of that. I think his mound presence and his production have been outstanding. And I think anytime that you have a Friday night guy that you can run out there week after week and give you the type of effort that he's given us, irrespective of run support, I think has been pretty impressive. And I think he's done a really good job for us.
Arkansas comes in here ranked number 3. What makes them so good? What are their strengths?
Well, Dave's club's got a lot of balance. They've got some depth in the bullpen. They've got good offensive players that are right and left-handed. They've got a switch in there as well. Really good power, and they're getting better as the season goes along.
Been rotating guys through the corner outfield spots for several weeks in a row now. How are you kind of managing that rotation?
I think we're managing it well. You know, I think you run those guys out there, and hopefully you pick the right matchup. You play the guy that's hot, and let him go for a little bit. And we certainly would be interested in somebody getting really, really hot and you know, just forcing us to play them. But we've played a bunch of guys out there, and I think some of them are doing a good job of getting better. But we'll continue to rotate them a little bit, and if somebody wants to just make us play them, we're interested in that happening.
Do you think that there's a chance that Jordan Anderson could get some reps out there in SEC play?
Yes.
Where does McNamee fit into that rotation?
Well, he's just one of those guys we're playing. You know, played last night, had some good at bats, and he'll get another opportunity this weekend.
Where do you feel like this team's at mentally right now and things with, you know, kind of where they're at in the SEC standings and things? He's in a good spot still?
Well, you certainly hope so. You know, I thought that we competed extremely well at Auburn. We had the one bad inning. We played as tough as you can play and not get a win on Friday night, and got the win on Saturday, and played really well through 5.5, 6 innings. I guess 5.5 innings on Sunday.
Where is the depth and kind of your confidence in the bullpen right now?
Where's the depth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously we had 2 disappointing innings the last two games, but you know, you're gonna run those same guys out there. You know, come tomorrow night, you're gonna see Blake Smith or Gordy or Liebeld or Keegan or, you know, whoever it is, whatever the matchup is, and wherever the, you know, whatever time, whatever spot in the game it is. So those are our guys, and you're going to keep running them back out. And for the most part, they've been pretty good over the course of the season. We had a couple hiccups, obviously, the last 2 ball games, but that's all part of it. And nobody's infallible. And I think for the most part, those kids have done a good job, and you're going to see the same guys.
How are your starters able to keep confidence when the run support might not be there? And, of course, it was there a little bit last weekend as well. But for Connor, how does he keep that confidence? It seems like he just hasn't had the run support on those Friday night games.
Well, I think, you know, that you're speaking to a level of maturity there that you know, kind of understands the things that you can control and what you really want to focus on. And I think he does a really good job of preparing each week. I think we do a good job of trying to get him to really focus in on the things that he can control, the things that can get better. If you're able to see the game last week, you know, his command of the curveball and change, both of them were as good as they've been all year, you know, and so you focus on those things. And I think for anybody that plays baseball, there's short-term frustrations, no question about it. Coaches, players, fans, you know, that's just part of it. But if you're going to pitch, you're going to have to get to a spot where you really focus in on the things that you can control pitch by pitch, and you don't worry about the other things, whether it be errors or weather or bad hops, bad luck, run support. I mean, you just, you know, the list of things that you could choose to focus on is endless, you know, and if you don't pick the right things, then it's just not going to go well. And he's done a really good job of focusing on things he can control and the things that he can get better at.
What is the kind of the clubhouse sort of like this week leading up to Super Bowl weekend, you know, when so many fans come back and you know you're going to play in front of a packed crowd? Is there any extra added excitement this week?
I think anytime we play at home, the kids are excited. Yeah, I think we've got great fans. You got a great ballpark. I think, is it more because it's a certain opponent or it's Super Bulldog weekend? I don't know. The kids could probably answer that better, but I think the kids will do a good job of getting ready for the weekend, and it should be exciting.
What did you think about some of the recruiting rule changes that were made last week?
Well, the best to my knowledge, they came out last night when we were taking BP. So I haven't really had a chance to look at them. I spent this morning going over last night and practice today. So the honest answer is I'm not really familiar with them or ready to talk about them because I just don't know.
The biggest one was cutting down unofficial visits before September 1 of the junior year for guys. So that kind of cuts down unofficial visit opportunities for the freshmen and sophomores when you're recruiting.
Is that in place?
That is.
We're thinking that's in place?
That is in
Yeah,
place.
NCAA pass.
Yeah,
I guess my first
been
thought,
passed.
that's probably a good rule. I think anything that we could do to delay it, again, now, these are my thoughts.
Yeah.
But I think that anything that would increase accountability for the schools and the athletes and delay the decision would probably, in my opinion, be a really good thing for college baseball.
That does change how you go about recruiting guys, since you can't have them on campus before, or on campus to like tour facilities or anything before September 1 of their junior year, right?
Again, I haven't read anything.
Okay.
So I don't want to speak like I know what I'm talking about yet because I don't. But anything that you could do to delay the process a little bit and make a decision, in my opinion, would be a good thing.
They also let you do 2 fall games that don't count against your 56 in the spring.
Anything like that would be positive in my mind.